Dump Trump? Hell no. Donald Trump was nominated by the votes of millions, tens of millions of Republican primary voters, a turnout 50% higher than we had ever had in a Republican primary before. To overrule the wishes of those voters and to disenfranchise them and to try to cheat Trump out of the nomination would not only destroy the Republican chances this year, but very possibly would destroy the Republican Party in the future. It would at least make the primary process completely forfeit. So just forget about it. And the more talk there is about it, the more advantage Hillary can take of it. Look, there is a fundamental conspiracy going on now in the media. It's all over the place. They are attempting to portray Trump as Barry Goldwater, as George McGovern rolled into one. Someone who not only can't possibly win, but who will drag the whole party down to decades of defeat. And every single thing they're doing is aimed at pushing that idea. Journalists, liberal journalists, feel responsible for Trump's rise. They say, we gave him so much coverage during the primaries, it's our fault, mea culpa, and now we'll compensate for it by savaging him and at every turn deriding any chance that he might have of winning. Now, the fact of the matter is that Trump's doing fine. He's 4 or 5 or 6 behind Hillary. Big deal. Right after Trump got the nomination clinched in early May, Hillary was 3 and 4 and 5 points behind Trump. Now Hillary got the nomination clinched and she's out to a lead. The mainstream media and all over the place is trying to make it seem as if the Trump campaign is in total disarray. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He doesn't know what's going on. And that's just not true. The fact of the matter is that it was probably a very good idea to get rid of Corey Lewandowski. He had not ever run a general election for president, and his political experience was frankly limited. And his efforts in the primary were largely to let Donald be Donald and go ahead and win the primary. But for the general, you need something more because you're running with the whole country, not just within the Republican Party. And Paul Manafort is a very good strategist, a very competent politician and consultant with decades of experience in many different countries, and I think is just the right leader for the campaign at this time. The main thing Trump has to do is to start putting some issues out there, some positions. Give speeches that talk about substance, talk about the missile threat posed by North Korea and how space-based weapons could neutralize it. Talk about Hillary's opposition to school choice, to sending children to the school of their choice, and she wants to restrict them to only public schools, something she did not do with Chelsea. Talk about the gun control treaty that the United Nations is pushing that the U.S. signed and the need for us to get out of that. Talk about the need for fracking on federal land and how fracking is the ultimate end of terrorism because it deprives them of revenue. Go through that stuff and really lay it out there. And then secondly, really go after the Sanders voters. Come out for reinstatement of Glass-Steagall, for federal regulation of derivatives that Bill Clinton vetoed when he was president. Talk about breaking up the big 6 banks. Discuss how bad quantitative easing was and how it promoted this vast income inequality. Appeal to the Sanders vote. And then lay out an agenda against Hillary. We go back over every single one of her scandals, a little bit like he did yesterday. And you lay them out. Remember that most voters don't know about them. Most voters were too young when it happened, or the attention has faded in their memories. Revisit the commodities scandal, where she put in $1,000, sold some favors to a poultry producer, and in return made $100,000. Talk about how she stole half of the White House china and how that indicates a propensity toward corruption, kleptomania that is incredible. Take each of the speeches that Bill Clinton gave and correlate them to favors from the State Department. Very easy to do that, to make clear that these were in fact bribes, not just speaking fees. There is so much that Trump can do. This is all outlined in our book that comes on sale on Tuesday, Armageddon, How Trump Can Defeat Hillary. But dump Trump? Hell no. This guy's our nominee. I'm glad he is, and we've got a good shot at electing him. Thanks for watching.